Welcome to the Ross Patterson Revolution!
I'm back in the we're back, Jabes. We had a little vacay.
A little vacay.
If you will. We were still doing shows.
A hiatus.
Oh yeah, a small hiatus.
Oh yeah.
A small hiatus.
Everybody does it.
Yeah,
everybody in the biz.
I was gonna give a speech about Obamacare and our kid and something like that. But then Jimmy Kimmel did that, so I was just like, it's been done. You know, not gonna do it.
Sure.
Not gonna do it.
Sure.
We were just taking some us time.
Some me time. Don't even say it. Me
time. That was a nice thing. No, we had some friends in town.
Yeah.
We had some friends in from San Francisco. We also had a party to celebrate JT Machinima's 100 subscribers to their YouTube channel. Killing the game. For those of you who don't know them at home, they help us out with our videos. We did We Are All Harambe with them. We did a Waffle House Waitress with them. And we got a new hot song for the summer we're doing with them as well. And we wanted to celebrate their life. So we did.
Their career, their accomplishments.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of emails about they just wanted to see my face.
Yeah.
You know,
a lot of people.
They said, we heard you were carb loading.
Yeah.
We want to see what that looks like. Well, here you go.
Here you go.
Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Are you drinking tonight?
I don't know.
Are you?
You know, I never know.
Those are those Deep Eddies cups, aren't they?
I love them.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple purposes. Multi-purpose.
It's a multi-purpose cup. Look, any cup that comes free with vodka, I'm down.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a set of those fine. I wouldn't call them mugs at this point. Just little tinnies, little tin cans.
Yeah, they're just great for I don't know what it is.
Little
could
tinnies.
Be water, could be bloop. I don't know.
Little tins is what they are. Little tins.
What's up, bro?
Oh boy, what isn't? If I hear the word Russia one more time, I'm gonna fucking. The last time I heard
we should just go.
I heard the last time I heard the word Russia like this was Rocky IV. Rocky IV was the last time I heard. Oh my god, we're in some. And
the
again,
Russians.
We've chatted about this on another show. Let's team up with Russia and China and form the Avengers. I don't give a baker's fuck. Nothing is secret anymore. All these we're secret. Everything's a secret. It's now a secret, but it's a secret. And then they're giving up secrets, and we have secrets, and they're not going to know. They're going to know, but they might know.
Well, the whole thing is making really mundane things a secret, right? Nothing's even happening, and it's ooh, we don't know.
Yeah. But then you have sources.
It's not a secret then. It's just an unknown thing.
Everybody's claiming sources. Oh, I have a source who told me this. I have a source who told me that. But since you don't legally have to name who your source is, I could be a source. You could be a source.
You could have a source, and I could be who's your source? And you'll be can't tell you.
Yeah. You know what my source said?
What?
My source said my penis grew 3 inches.
Who's your source?
Can't tell you that. Yeah. But that's what my source says.
I see.
And I've never measured my penis. So this
don't
is
fucking lie to the people. Don't lie to me.
This is
do not lie. Don't play yourself.
This is from a source.
You did
from a source, Jables.
Have you measured your penis?
Yeah, in my lifetime.
In your lifetime.
You bet I have.
You just said you didn't.
No, I have not recently. You know what I'm saying? Not recently,
but
So this source who said my penis grew 3 inches, I don't know who that source is.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously they know. They've got lenses. They've got, telephotic things now. So who knows?
Sure.
Who knows? Yeah, but as a guy, you've all measured your penis.
Everybody does it, right?
Everybody.
What?
Everybody does it.
Is it high school? Is it before high school? When are you at the age where you do shit like that?
I would say high school, college is where your
College?
height. Yeah, that's where your height of it is. Where you're all right, because then you start experimenting in college. Where you're I'll shave off all my pubes. Maybe I'll gain an extra inch, and that's true.
Okay,
that's totally true. So you're oh,
but it looks
shit.
weird.
Does it? I don't think it looks all that weird.
Okay.
A little shorn. I think you got it as a dude. Like, and again, one of our sponsors is straightrazors.com.
Yeah.
I'm not recommending you shave your pubic hair with a straight razor.
No.
I love them, but that's something I will not recommend.
Please don't.
I'm not going to do it. Not going to be a bad guy and do it.
Got you.
But I will say this: you should shave. You should shave up twice a year.
That's it?
Once every 6 months. I mean, look, if you have an insane amount of pubic hair growing there, like
groom a lot.
You've got other problems going on in this life,
like the thigh hair, lots of thigh hair.
It's you've got other problems going on in this life where it's like, fuck, if you're gonna skip that, skip it. You know what I'm saying? It's to a lot of people, it's like legs day. Pubic hair, to a lot of dudes, it's like legs day, where you're skipping that at the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay.
That's you're definitely going chest and bis and tries, maybe some shoulder. You're gonna skip leg day.
Okay.
You're gonna skip leg day because you're like, I'll get to it. It's one of those, I'll get to it.
I'm gonna take my jacket off. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Are you really?
Yeah, it's really hot.
Go for the glory.
Well, you're gonna see like my bra. And,
look at that! This is a rating. We call this a ratings grab in the biz.
Everything that happens on the show happens on the show. But you're gonna.
This is a ratings grab. What T-shirt are you wearing?
I'm actually. This is homage to Mindy.
Okay.
From Range 15.
Mindy Robinson. Yeah.
Yes, because she took a couple of my shirts that were wardrobe, and I took a couple of hers.
Sure. So what do you got? That's her shirt.
It's an Article 15.
Article 15.
Yes.
Fantastic. Yes. I just talked to Matt and the boys, and they're bringing back Article 15. No, about Article 15 in particular. I saw they got
a whole new batch of.
They're bringing back Art 15 stronger than ever. Yeah, with new designs and everything.
I like their tank tops. Like for girls,
I like their clothes. I like all their shit.
But you're gonna see everything that it entails to keep these puppies up. And I'm
welcome
sorry.
to your
it's
world.
Like strapped, taped, 20 bras.
Oh, that's a ratings grab, is what we call that in the biz.
I'm sorry.
In the biz.
In the biz.
Sources say, Jables.
For the sponsors.
That you did it on purpose. So sources say that. I really didn't.
I'm like sweating.
Sources say that. Sources say that. It's hot down in North Carolina. But we do have some sponsors who pay for this to be on the air. First and foremost, I touched on them earlier. I'm going to touch on them again. I'm talking about straightrazors.com. If you want the best shave in the biz, if you're looking for a sweet, sweet shaving kit to get your dad for Father's Day, it's literally the greatest Father's Day gift you could ever get for your father. They've also got the #1 ranked aftershave, #1 ranked cologne, shampoo, conditioner, the whole shit. Straightrazors.com is my jam. Use the promo code REVOLUTION. You get 20% off. Big fan of straightrazors.com. Next up, we got a little strikeforceenergy.com. Jabes, can we hear the There we go. Nailed it. This is the grape kind. This is Make America Grape Again.
Oh, somebody messaged me that I need to put that in my wine. The grape goes.
I heard
really,
it's good.
I'm gonna try it.
Here's the thing, kids. Comes in a little tiny tin pouch. Rip it open, squeeze it, boom, boom, right into the drink. And you're good to go for the day. It's better than 5-Hour Energy. Kick the can. You don't need the fucking can anymore. You can throw out the Monster. You can throw out the Red Bull. This is the shit. Go to strikeforceenergy.com. Type in the promo code REVOLUTION. You get 20% off. These little boxes, these guys, you get 10 in a pack. They're only $9.99. They ship everywhere in the entire world. And they got a subscription of the month club.
Oh, the month.
Last but not least, we got my buck here. At night she cries while he rides a steed. The first ever romance novel for dudes. Jables.
Nay.
Oh boy, you switched it up to nay.
Should I not?
You switched it up to nay.
I think I should not.
Yeah, you can if you want. You know, it's totally.
It was
up
just
to
starting
you.
to sound just like a weird, not even a horse.
Well, does
it ever though?
Yeah.
Let's be real.
You started getting it. You had it for a couple of shows. You had it for a few shows. You were
I was
good
getting
about it.
too close.
Yeah, you were getting
for comfort.
You were getting a little cocky. Cocky. You were getting a little cocksure.
Yeah.
With your with
definitely
your
gotta
voiceovers.
Keep me like
real.
Yeah.
Teed in. Mm-hmm. We got to tee you in.
You gotta
tee you in.
You gotta bring me down. You gotta break me down a little bit.
We do. We do. I want to talk about top of the show here. We talk about real life shit that happens in life.
Okay.
Can we talk about fucking auto mechanics, man?
Oh, well, yeah.
God damn. Have you ever met an honest auto mechanic in your entire life?
No.
Or who's really good at their job?
No. I have met an honest one that wasn't that great.
Sure. Same here.
So, yeah, I got you.
Same here.
Yep.
But you know where I don't like to be fucked over is at the dealership. Mm-hmm. Like where you bought your car. If you bought your car from people, they shouldn't be fucking you over inside the dealership. They just shouldn't, especially a new car. So I have a relatively new car. It's a little over a year old. Actually, about a year and a half.
Okay.
It's a Wrangler.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy. Jeep Wrangler, for the beach.
Sure.
I like to put my toes in the sand. I like to feel the water against my skin. And here you can drive on the beach.
Okay.
Which is awesome, obviously.
Yeah, North End.
Yeah, North End. You can drive your car out on the beach. It's the shit. But I got 6 free oil changes with this Jeep Wrangler, and that was part of their thing. They were like, "Oh my God, we're giving you 6 free oil changes and this other shit, and thank you so much for buying your fucking Jeep here with New Earth. New Earth is the name of it."
Okay, calling them out.
Fuck it, because they were cocks to me when I bought the car. To be honest with you,
they were.
They were fucking dicks. I had there was an older gentleman salesman that helped me, and he was past the point in his career and life where he was just like, "Look, we took the test drive out, and he goes, just try to get the best deal you can out of these assholes, And he was just like, he was
playing good cop.
Yeah, he was like, look, man, I'm under a certain number a month, and he's like, I've worked here so long. He's just like, he goes, it doesn't matter, He's like, you're probably gonna buy a Jeep. He's like, it looks like you're buying a Jeep today. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna buy a Jeep, and I was just like, just haven't decided which thing or whatever. And he goes, pick the one you want. And then he goes, you can take this for a test drive as long as you want. I don't give a shit. And I was like,
take it home.
All right, cool. But he had like a dead look in his eyes where it was just like, oh, all right. So this wasn't a ploy or like part of his master plan.
To me, that even seems like a game. To me,
that's
here. Like, it's just another angle.
Same here. So initially I was like, because usually I'm stone cold.
Oh yeah.
Cold as ice, these motherfuckers. Not only that, I dress super as poor as I could possibly look going into a car dealership. I look goddamn homeless going in there.
So just like what you wear normally?
Yeah. Oh, Jabes. She's got jokes tonight, kids. Hit her up, but she's gonna be at the Ha Ha Hole on Pico. Every ninth Tuesday in July. Hit up Shecky Green here at the Ha Ha Hole. No, so I roll in when I bought the car. Sweats, sweatpants, like mist colored socks. The whole shit, because you want a deal.
This day and age, I think they know.
You want a deal.
That means you have a lot of money.
Because you knew, like, I had a shitty Bronco that I was trading in. Like, they didn't know. They didn't know who I was.
Sure.
I didn't shave. I was unkempt. Mm-hmm. Wore raggedy hats, T-shirt with the holes in the shoulders. I believe, like ripped.
Right.
And so when I got this guy, because they were like, oh, who would you like to help you? And I looked for the oldest guy there, intentionally. So I found this guy.
The over it guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I found this guy, and because I was like, out of anybody, he'll be the most honest with me. And he was. It turns out he was. But, we're playing tit for tat here on what I think he is and what he isn't,
Okay.
It's like the stupid sources shit we were talking about at the beginning of the show of
yeah.
I'm over analyzing this guy for no fucking reason, and it's just like literally who's trying to help me get a goddamn car. So anyways, when we go out on this drive, this test ride, and he was like, you can literally drive it as long as you want. I don't care. I really don't care. And I was like, oh, all right, fuck. And I was like, you're not worried about the rest of the customers for the day? And he goes, no, I'm not. And he's like, and then he just starts kicking back. He's like, pull over the car. Like, all right.
He's like, let's go to the bar.
He takes off the top of the vehicle. I didn't even ask for that. I knew it's a Jeep Wrangler. I know the fucking top comes off. I didn't need it off. He took it off, and it was like,
let's do this.
He goes,
thing.
yeah, let's just fucking do this. He goes, let's just hit the open road. And I was like, oh, fuck. And so we started chatting. He's like, where are you from? Whatever. And he was from this place in Ohio. I told him I went to Ohio State, yada, yada, yada. I mean, we're driving together. And he's just like, man, I go, do you like your boss? Because I met him on the way in. The guy, it was a cock there. It was a fucking dickhead, this guy. And he goes, no, I don't. But he goes, I've worked here so long, he can't do anything to me, So he's just like, get the best price and do what you want and the whole shit. And I was like, all right, cool. But then he starts going into his own life as we're driving. Because I think he thought, hey, I'm about to take you on the 50-mile drive here.
Oh, okay.
I really thought, because he was like, he goes, you married? You got kids? Whatever. And I go, yeah. I was like, you? And he goes, I did once. And then there was no answer for like 2 minutes. And I was like, okay, cool. What happened to your wife and kid? Are they still alive? Like, the way he gave this 1,000-yard stare.
Sure.
Was if they had died in some horrible tragedy
he killed
or
them.
Something fucked up.
Yeah.
And I was like, are they? And he goes, no, divorced, Best thing that ever happened to me.
Oh.
Best thing. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeesh.
He's living, the guy is probably 60, living in a one bedroom, he told me, this apartment complex. And he's like, yeah, I don't have to answer to anybody.
You have to admit that sometimes that sounds a little bit appealing. Sometimes.
It depends.
And I'm saying to you, like, I'm sure sometimes you're just like the guy that just does not have to worry.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Working at the working at the Jeep dealership, it was like, fuck. Like, if he was
and then
loaded,
you have to like snap into like reality.
If he was loaded and like, yeah, whatever, like, yeah, maybe. But like, he was definitely like, look, he goes, they want to fire. Like, so as this conversation went on, he was just like, by the way, they want to fire me because they want to get rid of me. And I was like, really? Why? I was like, you're great. And he goes, because I'm old.
Oh my
God. Fucking old. And he goes,
what is going on?
And he goes, people see these Jeeps and they're just like a young, sexy thing. Like, it's just young, good-looking people like you coming in getting Jeeps. And he goes, they want good-looking people selling them,
Mm-hmm.
Young, good-looking people. And I was like, oh, all right. Now I was like, dude, you're a good salesman's a good salesman. And at this point, I'm looking for, a
way
U-turn.
to turn around.
I'm looking for a U-turn at this point. Can't find one.
Sure.
I mean, we're on a straightaway, and I'm like, fuck. Now I'm locked into this guy's story.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of it, sure enough, when we got to the dealership, he walked away. He was just like, look, I'll let you talk to the fucking dude, and you guys can haggle over the number.
Still feels like a game to me.
Wasn't. And he goes, so he goes, dude, literally fight for the last dollar, because he's like, this guy's going to fight you down to the last dollar. And I was like, all right. And that's what it came down to. And it was like, I just wanted to walk out of there with an even number, because you feel like as a dude, you just want to get a deal on something. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't really matter how much it is. And so it was down to the last $250. I just wanted like an even number for pricing, And I was like, hey, can you just knock off this last $250? And the fucking dipshit manager there was like,
couldn't.
Just can't
because
do it.
For them, they need to make it not an even number.
Do it.
And for you,
I don't know why. Do you know why?
I don't know.
So he couldn't.
For some reason, that feels like
couldn't make it this fucking even number. And I was like, man, are you fucking sure? And he's like, no. And he's like, we're gonna give you. Look, we're giving you the Sirius XM package, the 6 free oil changes, the whole fucking thing, you know. And I was just like, all right. Here's what I'm gonna do. What's a cheaper model? What's the cheaper? And he goes, oh, you don't want that. That's pretty stock or whatever. And I was like, nah. I got a buddy who could jack this thing. It was a lie. I don't have a buddy who can do that type of shit.
No, you don't.
No, not one person in my life who can do shit like that. No. And I was like, I got a buddy who can jack this up, pimp it out, like pimp my rides type of guy.
Sure.
And I was like, you know what? I'll take out that stock model. And it was like, oh, okay. Shit. it gives the keys, goes and finds my old friend now.
Sure.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
You're like, no, I'm good. I'll just like go by myself.
But this time I'm in it now. So I'm in this.
Oh, okay.
And I'm in this with him.
You're not worried about him vanilla skying you or anything off the bridge?
No.
Okay.
And so on this one, I made him take off the top in the dealership, in the lot. So that way you had to leave it there, Made him take off the top. And I took that guy up on his fucking ride. I took him for 30 miles. 30 miles, me and him got to know all about his life, the whole shit. And he goes,
I never heard this.
You never heard this story?
No,
so
never told
he goes, trying to get that other Jeep at a better price. And I was like, yeah. And he goes, smart. And I was like, I forget what this guy's name was, but I was just like, you an oldies type of guy? And he goes, him. Oh yeah, because we have a 94.5 here in town. This is like classic rock, Yeah. So, dude, I'm. It's like the commercial, like except for I'm with a 60-year-old dude who I don't know. Come on and take a free ride. Windows down, top off this stock Jeep that's got nothing in it. Or out of it. It had stick shift too. And I was just like, killing the gears too. Just because I could.
You would have been fine with that, I feel.
I really would have.
Yeah.
So I'm gone so long at this point. I come back. The fucking dealer, the guy who sits up, because they sit him up in this booth. Where he's hot. He's like the Lex Luthor.
We've talked about this before though on the podcast.
Right.
The whole like game that they do.
He's like the Lex Luthor, of this thing, and he's making decisions. Well, I'm gone so long. He physically came out at this point. And it was just like, oh, you guys were gone a while. And he's like, you really like this car? And it was about like $5,000 cheaper than the other one, $5,000 or $6,000. I was like,
sure.
You know what? I love it. I haven't had a stick shift since high school. And I was like, this is fucking great, actually. I was like, I think I'll take this.
Right.
I think I'll take this. So let's get the paperwork going. And I'm going to go hang with him. I'm going to go use the restroom real quick. And let's get it going. I was like, man, I felt alive with that stick shift again. And the guy was like, what the fuck? Yeah, so I went to the restroom, took my time, washed my hands, came out, sat down at the thing. And the guy comes back over and he goes, I think there's something we can do with that last 250, for that other model. And I was like, don't worry about it. I was like, truthfully, man, I was like, that other car, I was like, they're all kind of the same. It really didn't mean a difference to me. I was like, shit. And I'd be saving like $5,000 or $6,000. I was like, that'd be amazing. And it was like, yeah, but we'd have to wash that, and there's something. I think one of the gears, there's some grease we got to apply, and I was like, okay, and he goes, I can take that $250 off that other car, and I was like, great, great, can you do that? Fantastic,
interesting,
that'd be fantastic. So I take the car. I was there for like 5 hours, though. By the way, I will say this is the downside of it.
I think I remembered that.
Yeah, it's the downside of it.
You're like, I'll see you in a week,
right? But then I get these 6 free oil changes now that I'm using over the last year and a half. It's like my third, and I get a phone call. And look, our town is small. I don't drive very much here, and I mean that I travel a lot for work. I put more miles on rental cars than I do my own cars.
Sure.
So I get there, and he's just, of course, I get the phone call next door while I'm at Starbucks getting a coffee. Hey, your air filter's really fucking dirty. You should probably replace this, or you're gonna die, and your whole family's gonna ingest these chemicals. And I saw a car seat in the back, the usual shit, and I'm just like, bro. Car's got 12,000 miles on it. I was like, these air filters last like 30,000 miles. Fuck off.
I love that you checked that out, because I'm always just like,
I did.
Well, it does look dirty.
You got boned one time, and like they always.
I think I always get boned. I mean, I'm starting to like know a little bit of lingo enough for them to be like, oh, okay. But for the most part, you're like, and we've had this conversation before. You always, as a woman in those situations,
you guys get fucked.
You got to be on the defensive. So every time they come out, I'm just like, fuck you.
Yeah.
And then,
they're coming out, by the way. You know they're coming out, right?
Always coming out.
Yeah.
And then I leave and I'm like, maybe I should have done that. Like,
and
they
know.
Yeah. No, but I'm just like, maybe that time it was real and I was like way too on the defensive and now I'm going to like die.
Yeah, they take advantage of women for sure.
Everybody does.
But it's like, And I was like, hey, man, can you just not fuck me on one? Like, I bought this car from the dealership. Can you not fuck me on stupid shit like this for an extra $29.95?
Just literally one thing, man.
That was my conversation.
Yeah.
Just don't fuck me on this.
Right.
That's it. And it was just like, yeah, you could probably get it changed at a different time. And I was like, shit.
Yeah.
I got 12,000 miles. I don't need that right now. But the point of all of this is it's not just them. So I don't want to, it's not like I'm shitting on New Earth, which I am, but every mechanic I've had in my entire life, save for a buddy of ours, every single mechanic has just fucking boned me at every pass. One, I'm even convinced that they fucked up in LA in particular, Los Angeles. I'm positive at least 3 or 4 times they fucked up other shit in my car, so I would have to bring it back for them to fix.
Yeah.
Because there's where I lived in LA, there was only like 1 or 2 like car mechanic places, unless you wanted to fucking drive, down to East LA or whatever. Like then there's 90.
Yeah.
But I was thinking they were fucking shit up on my car just so I would have to bring it back to them and be like, oh man. Sorry about that alternator, man.
It's not out of the question.
Yeah.
For sure. It's not out of the question.
Because I remember when Jiffy Lube got popped, they had cameras everywhere. And they got popped because they were overcharging people, fucking their shit up, and changing out air filters and everything. So much so that like they had some inspection group has to come in and watch these tapes like once a month. Like it's crazy, but they'll bone you dry, bone dry.
They'll bone you dry.
Bone dry, yeah. They will bone you dry, like right out of the Sahara Desert, just bone dry.
Yeah, surprise boning.
Yeah, just a surprise boning is what you get out of an auto mechanic.
Yeah.
You've had better luck though. Your dad's pretty handy and he's good with that shit.
He is good with that shit, and I kind of like, I feel like I understand that whole world, but I don't. And then I walk into a mechanic and I'm just like, fuck.
Yeah.
I don't actually know. And then I'll say one thing and they're like, nah. And I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
I was trying to like tell them what it might be. Like if it's not starting or something, it could be the ignition switch or alternate, like a couple different things. And they're just like, we'll see.
Right.
Don't come in here thinking that you know.
Yeah. Nah, because you never know. You never know.
I know, and whatever.
Same with these fucking, these hackers and all this other bullshit that's going on with the sources and the fucking sources and all this stuff. Have you heard about this malware thing that's shutting down like companies and computers across the world? It's like a global meltdown of like, it's a virus inside computers.
Okay.
And some kid fixed it with an $11 part in America and beat this worldwide hack of this malware. He beat it with an $11 cheat code. But the weird thing is like, and again, this goes back to the fucking Russia thing and all that other bullshit of like, I don't think anything's secret anymore. I really don't believe that anything we do and or say is secret.
No.
Nor do I care. Like I don't give a shit if somebody's watching me through my fucking computer or whatever. Like there's nothing I can do to stop it. I'm not going to, fuck up my whole life Better Call Saul style and put tinfoil all over the windows for shit.
That guy annoys me so much.
But what I will say is this is the hackers are getting crazy now. They're like Somali pirates, these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Did you hear about Orange is the New Black?
No.
They got in, they hacked Orange is the New Black, the new season. And they said, hey.
What does that mean?
They said, we have your shows, they're Netflix, and they demanded a ransom out of Netflix for the new season. And they were like, if you don't pay this ransom, we're going to dump all of this entire season online before you put it out. And they were like, Netflix was like, bullshit. So the hacker was like, great, here's your first episode. Leaked out the first episode. It was like, still don't believe us? You have until 2:00 on Friday to pay for this. And it was just like, leaked out the second episode.
Why wouldn't Netflix just release it then?
That's what I was wondering, because maybe it wasn't done all the way. Maybe, sometimes you work on these shows, and especially if you're binge watching them, you edit them, color them, and do your final sound mixes in order. So maybe they hadn't finished the last couple episodes. They weren't perfect. they also like to test them. So in case there's reshoots of like, hey man, this storyline didn't work out. Let's not do this and let's see what you're doing. Like there's a whole bevy of reasons why they didn't do it. But Netflix didn't pay these hackers. So the hackers put out the entire fucking season online. All of it. All of the new Orange is the New Black is out on the web right now as we speak. But
it's on Netflix too.
Now?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this was a couple weeks ago, so this is out. The reason why I bring this up, this has now happened at 3 other studios right now. And then a huge talent agency, UTA. And they were going in, ripping all this super secret confidential information of like what actors were trying to get which parts, who they were meeting with
like
across
the Sony
town.
One?
Sort of, very similar, yeah. But this is UTA, which is a big agency, probably top 3 out there. And the FBI is now saying, I think you guys need to start paying these hackers. We don't have enough manpower to keep track of all of this shit. If you want to keep this secret and you want to keep your shows and all this other shit secret, either invest money in better servers and, or pay them, because we can't keep fighting this and trying to figure out where this came from and chasing these fucking weirdos all over the place, which is weird to me. Where I'm just like, wow, we've kind of given up at this point. Like that's so much part of our world that the FBI is just telling the studios to pay these ransoms if they don't want their shit to come out like that, or get better systems. So it's super weird where you're kind of just giving up. You're like, look, everything is hacked these days. Yeah. So what do you do?
Well, that's basically like you watched the last SNL or whatever.
I did.
Where they like made a big move to be aggressive about how pissed they were about everything. And I think one of the sketches ended up being like, oh, okay, well, like a Lester Holt character.
Sure.
Saying to Trump basically like, I guess nothing matters, right? Like,
yeah.
Nothing matters
anymore.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter if I get you or not, or whatever.
I don't think
and
it
I
does.
think that's kind of the sentiment.
Yes. And that's
nothing matters.
No. And that's the way everything is in a weird way starting to feel. Yeah, it's too.
It's too much. It can't all matter.
Can't all matter.
Like, what are the things? Like, what are the things that should matter? I guess. Like, Orange is the New Black coming out before it should. To me, doesn't matter.
No, not a top priority. I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
Don't care. I don't care what actors are asking for. Like, I don't care. So, when actual Somali pirates are kidnapping people and asking for ransom,
then
like,
you care.
I do care.
Yeah.
And that's something that like still happens.
Sure.
And the family has to pay for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm with you on this because like the rest of the shit,
that matters?
The leaks with fucking Russia or whatever the fuck all this shit is, like, don't care. So if we're going to
what
war,
would they
I care.
hack? Yeah, like what would they hack that would matter to me? I don't know. Taking away your I don't know.
No, Jables, you got something. Something would bother you, right?
Well,
you think about it.
What would you?
Yeah, you think about it for a while.
What would matter to you? What would you be like, oh shit, I'll fucking pay them?
Sports.
In your life right now.
Sports, I think I would pay for.
If what? If they did what?
I would definitely pay for sports. Like if like fantasy football. I'm a fucking fantasy football.
If they hacked your fantasy
junkie.
Football, like
no, not my roster, but if they could tell me like injuries and shit, like from other people's, reports, I would want to know that.
Yeah, that's not exactly what I mean.
No, but
I mean, like if something got hacked and there was a ransom, like that, you would be like
nothing for me.
No,
I got nothing on my end. There's nothing in my life.
My
where I'm
kid,
like,
obviously.
Yes.
But
besides family members,
I don't have anything where like if you got into like my computer and you were going to show pictures or you were going to whatever, like I don't
even give a shit about stolen cars.
Care.
Like I've had a few cars. I've had 3 cars stolen in my life. I don't really care. Like they'll find them. They'll show up somewhere. It doesn't like to me. It's a material thing that it's like, yeah, I got insurance, whatever. You want to go fucking take the goddamn thing for a joyride and do whatever it is you're going to do. Either that or I'm not going to get it back. And it's like, all right, then I'll get a new fucking car.
Actually, I might pay for like if somebody had a video of me eating on Mother's Day, like all the things that I ate and like how I ate them and like the way that I was sitting and what
that you would want. And
they were going to show it to like
people, your friends and everything else.
I think I would pay for that to not be shown.
Well, like we watched Dark Mirror.
Shit like that.
It started, if you remember that one story of that kid jacking off, and it was like he didn't want the video to get out
season.
there.
Yeah.
He didn't want that video to get out there.
Yeah.
And then, that was one of their main episodes.
No, but that turned into
something super dark.
It wasn't just him beating off. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that one got to the heart of, hey, what's most important that can be hacked?
Or what secrets do you have?
Yeah.
That can't get out.
Right. I don't have many.
That's why I'm saying I don't either. Again, like what I eat when I'm having a cheat day alone, it's pretty fucking embarrassing.
I guess.
And like the way that I eat, I think that like I would be really like, if it wouldn't be like $1 million, but right. I would probably pay like a couple thousand for it not to like come out.
Sure. I would say mine would be, you're right. I do have something. My scripts and books, like there's points where I write a lot of save it, auto save it because I'm paranoid it's going to like delete it because that's happened to me before where I've written something extensive and it got deleted.
Yeah, fuck. Like if I could pay
I don't want anybody to read early drafts
Yeah.
of things. Movies too, I will say, like I don't like anybody seeing rough cuts of my films.
So you
or
would
any
understand
of
like the Orange is the New Black being like, I don't want the shitty episodes that aren't done getting out
right.
or whatever. Like
right. I would understand that. That was me personally. But is it a massive catastrophe? Like, I don't know.
Like, should anyone but the studios get involved? No.
There's nothing.
Do you know what I mean? Like, no.
Nothing you can do at that point.
I think, but.
But with the ransom thing has become ballsy though, where it's just like, all right, sweet, and they don't have these. They don't have these guys, nor probably are they. Like, it's so sophisticated and it's coming from all over the world at this point. It's just like, I'm surprised if there isn't just rooms of people trying to hack into shit just to get stuff to steal.
I'm sure that's happening.
I think so, but I don't know. Like if there was a farm of Chinese people fucking doing shit, like who knows? I don't know. But yeah, it's getting crazy out there, James.
Is this the thing that did Kim hack the world? Is this what you're talking about?
No, it's not him.
Oh, okay.
It's not him. I don't think so. He hacked Sony and he got the interview and he did all that shit. But I don't think he did this entire thing. Ironically, Russia is blaming the United States on this one. Isn't that a fun one?
Oh boy!
Isn't that a fun one? Yeah, but that's fucking malware. That's whatever the fuck that is going on. Like, it's a weird time right now. It's a real weird time. It's also. It's getting crazy in like fraternities and shit like that as well. There was a death at Penn State the other day.
What happened?
And a hazing incident where they made this kid drink too much shit. And,
what do you mean too much shit? What?
Liquor and the usual stuff. But like you have websites now like Old Row and all these guys where it's just like, dude, it looks fucking cool, so they don't give a shit. It's gonna be a crazy time out there, Jabes. It's going to be a crazy time out in the world, Mm-hmm. Speaking of that, let's get to the revolutionary figure of the day, shall we? The revolutionary figure of the day, actually, this one's a sad one. This one's going out to Brad Gray. Do you know Brad Gray?
No.
Brillstein and Gray? Brad Gray was the president of Paramount for about 12 years.
Okay.
Big figure in Hollywood history. He when Brillstein and Gray started, it was probably 20-something years ago at this point. These guys were like the first power management team in the biz. Bernie Brillstein did a lot of shit Brad Gray obviously went on to, be the CEO of Paramount for 12 years. But these guys were the first managers. He was one of the very first, like, real managers where it was just like
old school.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And if you took a meeting at Brillstein and Gray back in the day, and he passed away at 59 years old. He's a young guy. He did a lot in a very, very short amount of time in his life. He started off with the Weinsteins, actually. He was their assistant.
You start out with the Weinsteins?
Back in the day. And you're talking like late 80s, like early 90s when it was like independent film, barely, all that stuff was just getting started. They were getting started. And he was a powerful figure where it was just like, oh, shit. So he started as an assistant with them. And then, one of the Harvey Weinstein today was just like, when he started working for us, it was clear that like we should definitely be working for this guy. Like he just knew the whole fucking town. Right. So he was, when guys like this died, he died of cancer. It was pretty sudden. I mean, because he was just running Paramount as of like, 6-8 months ago. And when guys like this die this suddenly from cancer, you're like, man, obviously he was working till close to the very end.
Yeah.
But I remember going on a meeting over there at Brillstein and Gray, and I was nervous for it. Like you walk in, and I'd heard this name for so long, and I was just like, oh man, this is as big as it gets. This is it. You felt like you were doing something. And I didn't get to meet with him personally, but he passed me in the hallway, and there was some just fucking aura about this guy where you're like, oh my God, man, this is a powerful dude who could change people's lives. And he did. He ended up changing a lot of people's lives and going on to have this amazing career. And I would say he was one of, if not the reason why he's the revolutionary figure of the day, he was probably one of the first power managers there was. Before that was a thing. Because it used to be just agents where, you got an agent and that was it. And then slowly you started getting a manager where you were like, a manager, and a lot of people ask what the difference is. Manager cares more. Well, they should care more.
They should care more.
But shitty ones that don't care. But a manager is somebody you can call at 3 a.m. and be like, hey man, I'm having a dark time right now. I need a little help down from this like.
Is that really the only difference? I mean, they manage your whole everything as opposed to just
because if you have a really powerful manager like a Brad Gray or his partner's also passed away,
they will shape you into like what you should be.
And they can also like make the deals for you where it's just like, you don't really, you could have a great manager and not a great agent. And he was one of the guys who started that, where it was just like, hey man, you don't really need them. I can do all this shit for you. And you were like, oh, all right, great. Yeah. And then, what the managers were doing before, agencies started packaging was they were packaging their clients together, being like, hey man, you should work with so-and-so or get to know a so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. And it was just like, all right, cool. So like whenever you went out to Brillstein and Gray, you knew there was going to be a bunch of cool people there in the lobby, like milling around, like, we were just like, oh shit, I feel like I'm a part of something here and something, the deals are going down. Some cool shit's going to get made here. So to Brad Gray, like he was one of the last. There's very few guys left here. Like, oh man,
to him,
he was one of the originals.
Yeah,
he's started this shit. Cheers, man. Fuck. Brad Gray. Other than that, James, I get why you took your jacket off tonight. It is.
Listen, we are in the.
It is
we're in the summer.
Carolina summer in here.
It's a summer.
It's coming down. Nothing's coming down.
Nothing's coming down. What are you talking about?
Go to RossPattersonRevolution.com for some sweet teas. Get yourself some tri-blends on sale. Also, send anything you want into the P.O. Box. We can get some really cool shit in the P.O. Box.
I love
P.O.
that
Box
little
3793, Wilmington, North Carolina, 28406. Also, I went on a rant about Zima. We talked about this on another show.
Yes.
Some of the Zima boys are coming in town here to Wilmington to hand deliver some Zima to me.
Crazy.
Also, I also got a picture of a guy who's sending her from Japan. So we'll see if that goes down.
That would be amazing.
It would be amazing because it's still there in Japan right now. So.
Oh, it's still going strong.
Yeah,
like it never left.
Japan. Still big in Japan.
Huh.
So we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. Well, this is a hot one, James. We got a hot summer show. You got a hot summer tank top on. I love you. I'm proud of you tonight.
Thank you.
Real proud of you.
Thank you.
For Jessie Wiseman, a.k.a. Jables, I am Ross Patterson. This is The Revolution. Good night, everyone.
Good night.